Hey, gang, when you're listening to this, the end of the season is really close, and we know you like to get gifts for your players and your coaches and everyone and anything in between. So, why not give your players an end of season gift that they'll actually use all year long? The Hockey Wraparound Team Deal is here, and it's saving the day. Yes, that's a pun. Let's do it. What's included? 10 hockey wraparounds, 2 goalie wraparounds. You can mix and match however you want if you contact us, but it helps to protect the expensive hockey sticks when playing off the ice so your kids won't destroy their hockey sticks. It also allows your kids to train all year round, especially in the summer. Shots, puck handling, we make it for goalies too. It is the ultimate off-ice training experience. All of this for your whole team, $199. That's a $500 value. Again, $199 divided by however many kids you have. If you need more, we can add them on at a limited price as well. Act fast. It's only available for a limited time. Check it out at hockeywraparound.com right now. Get your team covered for the offseason. We got you covered here on Our Kids Play Hockey. Let's dive into the episode. Hello, hockey skaters and goalies around the world. Welcome back to another edition of the Ride to the Rink. It's Christie and Lee with you, and our friend here, Kevin Neeld, is a performance coach at the NHL level. The guy's in the NHL. I'm going to say it again. He works with NHL athletes. He's at NHL games. There's a reason I'm pumping you up so much, Kevin, because kids, I know for a fact your parents tell you to eat your vegetables, to go to bed, to take care of your body, and we know you hate it. So we brought on someone from the NHL to talk about nutrition and sleep and taking care of your body. So, Kevin, I'm going to throw it to you real quick. Just let's go over for the kids listening. And again, kids, you're great for always jumping on these shows. I know you want to learn and grow. It's a good audience, Kev. Talk to them. Let's just start with sleep. What is the importance of sleep for a youth hockey player?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of hockey players, a lot of youth hockey players, they know that it's important to develop their skills and to work hard and practice. And, that requires a certain amount of attention and a certain amount of energy. And, sleep is really it's what refills the gas tank in both of those areas. And, I think one of the things that I never really understood as a kid is that when you practice or when you train or when you do anything, even when you're learning in school, that's almost the input for your body to get better at something. But the way that your body actually learns those skills and retains them to use in the future is while you're sleeping. Your brain is very, very active while you're sleeping in kind of consolidating everything that you went through during the day and, filtering out some of the stuff it maybe doesn't need. But with skills specifically, the nerve circuits in your brain that are used to produce a skill, your brain is replaying those over and over and over and over while you sleep at night, so that when you wake up the next morning, it's a little bit easier to repeat that same skill. So, I think the big things with sleep are that you try to find a consistent bedtime and a consistent wake time. So, the earlier you can go to bed, the better. And obviously school dictates when a lot of kids have to get up. So, the largest opportunity to get more sleep, which again is refilling your energy tank and then also allowing your brain to learn the skills that you learned that day at practice. The best opportunity to do that is to go to bed earlier. And then, the three things that we reinforce even with our players now is that you want to keep your room cool, dark, and quiet. So, working with the Bruins, we like to reinforce that bears sleep in caves, right? So, the cave is cool, the cave is dark, and the cave is quiet. So, making sure that there's no lights coming through the windows, minimizing the amount of light in your room, making sure that it's completely quiet in your room. If you need some white noise, I spent some time living in the middle of different cities where there's street noise and things that you can drown that out with a fan or a little bit of white noise. But for the most part, keeping your room cool enough that you don't feel like you're overheating at night, completely dark and quiet, it's going to help you maximize your sleep so that, when you wake up the next day, you're ready to go.
All right. So you're feeling better with good sleep. Good nutrition's important too, Kevin. What is an important part of eating the right foods for kids to know?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things. And the first thing for kids to understand is that your body is literally made out of the ingredients that you eat. So when you take food in, when you eat food, your body breaks it down into really small pieces. And then those pieces are used to build the different aspects of your body. It's used to build your muscles. It's used to build your bones and your, they call it connective tissue, but all the different things that that your body is made out of starts with the ingredients that you're eating. So, I think, you hear your parents and, hopefully your coaches and people at school reinforce how important it is to eat vegetables every day. And that's a big reason why. Eating meat and eating vegetables are two of the most important things to give your body the building blocks it needs to be strong and to help give you the energy to play on a day-to-day basis. The other big thing is to just be aware of how much sugar you're taking in. I think, we talk a little bit about sports drinks, and when I was a kid growing up, I thought it's called a sports drink, it must be good for me all the time. And the reality is that, a lot of sports drinks have a lot of sugar in them, which while you're actually playing a game is okay. But for the most part, your body doesn't need it. Your body has plenty of energy already stored in it. And the added sugar, what happens when you drink a lot of sugar is that you get this massive sugar rush. So the sugar in your body goes up, your energy goes up, and then really quickly your body realizes we don't need all this sugar, and it pulls it all out of your body, out of your blood, which along with that, the blood sugar is going up and then it crashes way down. And on that crash, your energy plummets, your mood plummets, your ability to think clearly and to make good decisions, which if you're playing in a game, as you probably know, are very important. All of those things take a nosedive along with it. So, I would really prioritize, sports drinks that have no sugar in them, and/or just drinking water throughout the day as much as possible. And then minimizing, other foods. I think there's some value in kids learning how to read nutrition labels. And two things that I've taught my kids are just to look for how much sugar is in something and how much protein is in something. And, nutrition can be a really complicated topic, but I think in general, if you're looking at minimizing, so as close to zero sugar as possible, and then, the more protein you can have, I think the better it is for most kids. So
great advice, Kevin.
Just insanely actionable items for you kids listening. Now, I'm going to tag on one more piece of advice, and this is the dad/coach talking, kids. If your parents have said to you, you got to go to bed, or I know you'll all heard this one, eat your vegetables, eat what's on your plate. I'm going to give you a twofold thing for you here that can really help you out. One, you just heard it from the pro. Sleep and vegetables and good food are really important. So if you really want to be serious about being a hockey player, okay, or anything, like a good athlete, whatever you're doing athletically, you need to take the initiative to say, I've got to find a good bedtime and I need to eat better food. That's the first part. The second part, kids, I would just short of guarantee you that if you're able to shock your parents by saying, I need to go to bed and I need to eat my vegetables, it's going to really benefit you in the long run. All right? Because we don't love having to tell you to go to sleep and eat your vegetables. All right? Now, it's our duty as parents. But if you can take the initiative, even at a young age, I'm talking to you kids that are maybe 8, 9, 10 years old. If you can take the initiative and do that, you're going to do yourself a lot of favors. It can be hard. I'll admit it. And we're only telling you to sleep and eat because we care about you and we love you so much. Right, Kev? So, Kev, this is really good stuff for the kids. So thank you so much.
No, happy to do it. I mean, I have a 4-year-old and 7-year-old at home myself, and some days they like their vegetables more than others. But I also think there are ways to make good foods more enjoyable to eat. We've cooked with some different seasonings that roasting vegetables, that's been helpful. Sometimes we'll add like a barbecue sauce or something to dip in. When I was a kid, I liked broccoli better when there was cheddar cheese melted on top. So, as you're working to shock your parents by asking to eat more vegetables, I would also, if you don't love the way that they prepare it, maybe there's a couple helpful hints in there for you.
Yeah, and kids, if you're listening to this actually on the ride to the rink, if you look to your mom or dad real quick, they're probably smiling or just nodding their head a lot. Just say, I want to try. Okay. But no, Kev, that's a great point too. You can make those experiences better. Like, hey, look, kids, you don't like what you don't like. You got to try things. I'm a big proponent of that, but you can make things, Kevin, great point, just more enjoyable by just maybe thinking outside the box about how you want to prepare those and eat those. And, your parents play an active role in that too, kids.
Right.
So don't be afraid to ask them to try some new things. All right.
And ants on a log are delicious. Always,
right? For those of you who don't know, that's raisins, peanut butter on a piece of celery, right? I mean, that's that never goes out of style. All right.
Yeah, don't actually eat ants, please.
Yeah, don't.
The kids
We don't know. Are they high in protein? Whatever works, right? No. Yeah, no, kids don't eat bugs. All right. Kevin, again, fantastic stuff. Thanks so much for being on this episode with us.
Cool. Happy to be here.
All right, kids. Listen, that is some legit professional advice from someone who knows what he's talking about. We really appreciate it. And kids, remember, no matter where you're at on your hockey journey, we believe in you. You should too. Okay. You've got to believe in yourself. It can't just come from your coaches and your parents. It comes from you too. That's going to do it for this edition of the Ride to the Rink. Remember, kids, if you have a question you want to ask us, you can text us. There's a link accompanying the episode in the description. Just tap on that. It comes right to us. Or you can email us with your parents, team@ourkidsplayhockey.com, and we'll get back to you on one of these episodes. But for Christie, for Kevin, I'm Lee. This is the end of the Ride to the Rink. We'll see you on the next one. Skate on.